It is late at night, 11:21, and we are off the grid. And while those two things are true, I cannot vouch for the rest of the world. Certainly cannot vouch for things around here, but let's check in right now. Actually, let's check in right now with the cows because today the cows are super happy walking around, living their best life. We had a beautiful day out. We charged up. Suffice to say, I'm going to preface today, and also I'll show that because you see, they're so happy. I'll show the cows just so you can see the nature of the quality of sunlight we got today, and it was really helpful because we recharged our batteries. Let's take a look in at that. Let's take a look in it right now. Here's a live look in it right now. You could see that one light off in the distance there. That's our closest neighbor, arguably our closest neighbor. There is a farmer also down the lane, probably equidistant, to be honest. These guys are across the pond from us. And then let's check in, in real time with our power situation. So here's where we were. This was 10:26. So this was about an hour ago. I took this. I actually didn't even look at the numbers. So let's look at this together. We got 83%. So sunset around 5:30 is my guess. So we've been running, no sunshine, and it gets more limited. We stopped really producing power. Anything bankable, let's say usable, yes, but bankable. We stopped producing power around maybe like between 3 and 4 on really sunny days. We'll show you. So 83%. You could say at this point too, on the right hand side here, you can see we're using 4.3 kilowatts, 0 kilowatts coming in from solar, but 4.3 kilowatts being used from the home. And that 4.3 kilowatts is largely just our heating system. You'll see the spike in a second. I'll roll tape here. And that's, that's a good indicator of the highest drawing appliance that we have and why it's hard to size and gauge systems for one specific usage when throughout the course of an entire year, you're getting the need for an adaptive energy structure. And so here you could see this is today. And so later in the day after 6, when the sun went down and it started to cool down a bit, you see there's that one spike that's in the 4.5 kilowatt. And now right where that white dot is, we're in that second spike. So our heat's been kicking on and keeping everything warm, but it'll take the power from 99%, 98% to 83% pretty quickly, within the course of, when did it kick on there? Say 6:30. I mean, now I guess we're 5 hours later. So it's not so quickly. Time flies. Time flies when you're having fun. Roll tape here. Let's go see. So what did we use today? We used 19.6 kilowatts. So we used about 20. And that's running the heat a little bit. We had a nice temperature today. So it wasn't drastically cold or there wasn't any real temperature swing and there wasn't any inclement weather. So we were pretty good. So that gave us a chance to really charge our batteries back up. And how did we do that? So our power walls got charged up. We discharged 14.8. We charged 17.7. We generated 22.5. So our solar today took in 22.5. And from the sunshine we got at the end of the day yesterday, that was suffice to make up the power shortage that we had from the rainy day. So we charged all back up. We used 19.6 today. You could see, so we'll probably be a little over 20, all said and done, at the end of the day when we top off here. And we're sitting at 83%. And so 83%, we have 3 power walls. So that's not even one individual top power wall's worth of it. That's half a power wall that we've used so far since the sun went down at 5:30 or 6 o'clock. So let's say roughly 6 hours ago. So that's good. I mean, we're going to average when the heat's not running, we average 0.5. When the heat's running, we could hit that 4.55 kilowatt mark, but just for a little bit, not for too long, but enough to drain the system. And sizing a system is a conversation we should have for another day because there's sizing the solar and there's sizing the batteries. And then there's figuring out the type of inverter that you need to produce the power that you want So as to say, in a smaller cabin or a smaller off-grid, hunting setup, or let's say a parks setup, even a bathroom or something like that, just off-grid in a national park, is going to be a much different power draw than our 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom house, with 5 people in it. So that's a whole nother conversation for another day. But that's the power trip that gets us through. Let's say what made me look today. What made me look today? I thought this was pretty nifty. Let's take that off. Let's put this on, and let's take a look at this. Let me see if I can rewind. Did this start without us? It started without us. Wait a minute.
Here in Washington, D.C. It's a piece of art history hidden below the surface of Constitution Avenue. You might be walking along the National Mall and never guess it's below your feet.
People don't know about this hidden gem.
About as long as the Washington Monument would be on its side, more than 530 feet, it's called Roots of Peace and can be found in the basement of D.C.'s Organization of American States building on 17th Street. If you didn't know, OAS is one of the world's oldest international organizations.
I did not know. Did anybody else know that? Pan American Union headquarters has been a designated national landmark since, does it say on it? I don't see the
80s. Here, ambassadors appointed by the governments of 34 nation states in the Western Hemisphere, including much of Latin America, get together to talk international policy and cooperation between governments.
So the artist painted what the Organization of American States was working on in 1960. It's about promoting.
That's cool. It's kind of like a colorful, creative, artistic, political time capsule, or cultural time capsule. I guess say political just because of the nature of being in DC, but that's pretty neat. It kind of captures a time in a place, and it's for all intents and purposes, it's buried. It's underground. This is really neat. This is a really cool creative time capsule that also happens to be the longest mural in the world. I didn't fact check that, but that's pretty cool.
Peace and development.
Oh, I like that. Look at that. That's very neat. 1960. This is I think this is worth taking a look at.
That's my tour guide, Pablo Zuniga, who recently took a lucky group and I across the OAS campus and into the depths of their main building to see Roots of Peace up close during Hispanic Heritage Month. At this point, we are under 18th Street.
It looks kind of short, too. Under 18th Street.
Pablo told us the story of the Uruguayan artist who painted this, Carlos Paez Villarreal.
Wait, did that have the dates on it? I want to just see the dates. There it is. 60. Washington, D.C. Does it say 60 to 75? Did it take him 15 years to paint it? It wouldn't surprise me.
Who painted this, Carlos Paez Villarreal, who was heavily inspired by fellow abstract artists of his time.
He met with Pablo Picasso.
The mural emphasizes themes of tolerance, respect for liberties, and cultural exchange, among others.
It's 1960 when this is painted. So imagine the civil rights movement in the United States, but the civil rights movement in Brazil and Mexico and all of the countries. And
we need another
Uruguayan painter who was also very much involved in that movement describes it here in this section.
In the paintings here, you can see different faces of different nations looking out at one another, almost reaching out.
This is super cool. I mean, you could see there's inspiration taken from and given to a lot of culture and a lot of joy and peace here, a lot of celebration.
Out to find common ground.
Will they all agree? No, but it's a space for them to come together, and the art shows that.
Colors, great colors. Do you think he sketched this out? Like the longest mural in the world, do you have the longest sketch of a mural in the world?
Pablo says in 2025, this idea of unity is more important than ever, which is why they've opened this up to the public for limited touring so you can see it too.
We're bringing it out so the people of Washington can see the value of an international organization promoting peace through art.
In the district, Matt Koufax, W.
That's super cool. I will say. Thanks, Matt Koufax. That is super cool. That's what made me look today. I thought that was really cool. Actually, do we want to go back to that for a minute? Because I just want to take one more quick peruse through this thing. We could like stop on a few pieces. I mean, look at how wonderful these colors blend and these bold lines are. And I don't even know what I'm talking about, but I know what I like. I know what I like when I look at it. I wonder how far down it is. I wonder how far it goes. Let me just see. Do they have an article that goes with this? I'll do some homework. I'll do some homework on it but I can go back. Oh, it is from all right, let's take a quick little look at this. World's longest mural. How long is it? 1960. Carlos Paisilato has been refurbished on multiple occasions. It's more than 530 feet long, only slightly shorter than the Washington Monument if it was laid on its side. That's a pretty long that's a long. If somebody did a mural on the Washington Monument, although I feel like I don't know why I was expecting it to be a little bit low. It's a mile, 5,280 feet, roughly, more or less. So half a mile's 2,600 feet, plus or minus. So I don't know. I don't know why I was expecting it to be, a couple thousand feet long. But 530 feet for one person. I also expected it to have been painted by like several people here. But one person's pretty impressive. All right, that wraps it up. I just wanted to know. That answers my question that nobody else had. So that made me look. And let's see, my food for thought. What was my food for thought today? Did I even have a food for thought? I don't even know if I had a food for thought today. I thought I did. Oh, yes, I did. My food for thought today. I thought this was pretty cool. I actually didn't have a food. I was going to do like sun-dried tomatoes or something with the sun, related with the sun. Let me just share this and switch over to this. This was my food for thought today. I thought this was really nifty. So let's just get into this real quick. I think this is a Nissan. Nissan's EV solar roof can add over 1,800 miles of free driving per year. Now, I never know if these stats check out. There's so much variable in calculating any kind of solar power, even on a static roof like our solar shed. So on a moving vehicle that could be parked anywhere, that could be moving in any kind of shaded condition, garage condition, I think it's hard to get an actual average, or is it? Yeah. So Nissan will showcase the roof-mounted solar system on the Sakura, Japan's top-selling EV. Did not know that. Next week, the AO solar extender, Nissan claims, can generate enough solar energy to power up to 3,000 kilometers or 1,800 miles of free driving per year. The Sakura, Nissan's electric key car, is that just like a really small car? I think those are just really small, efficient cars meant for the cities in Japan. It's been the most popular EV for the past 3 years. That must be a really solid. Oh, what did I do? Where did it go? What happened here? There it is. All right. Sorry about that. Although Nissan said the Sakura later, we don't need this. We'll soon get a boost from its solar power. It's an extendable roof-mounted solar system. Let's see. I think I already read that. Sorry if it's... Oh, this was because it was an ad. The ad popped up. The extendable system enables the vehicles to draw power from the sun, whether it is parked or driving. But like I said, if it's parked under a tree or in a garage, then it's not going to get anything. So it's really got to be parked in ideal conditions. Nissan said it could potentially generate up to 500 watts of power when extended. That's okay. That's not nothing. I will say that is not nothing. So it says here it is. Oh yeah, sunny, 500 watts. Windy, 300 watts. Panel closed. So that's why, look, this fully extended. This closes for the window. Rainy still generates 80 watts. I can vouch for that. Our panels still generate power in the rain. And at night, 0 watts. That makes sense unless technology comes out, perovskite or some kind of like different solar cell technology that might be able to capture ambient moonlight or something like that, or street light. I don't know. Anything's possible. Even when the panel's closed, while driving, it could generate up to 300 watts. I mean, it's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. And it only takes up the footprint of the vehicle, which I like. I could picture this unfolding in several different directions, but I think they were smart to just have it extend out the front. That's a very sleek looking addition to a very kind of nice looking, cool, compact, very, very, very compact car. It looks like it's from the future. I mean, that definitely looks like it's from the future. We've seen plenty of automakers showcase solar mounted roof panels. Nissan is planning to launch the AO solar extender commercially. That's exciting. What do you think that's going to cost? I mean, it's got to be somewhat affordable just because the car by nature, I think, is their most popular, best-selling car for the last 3 years. So it looks like it kind of, has a nice aftermarket blend in with the car architecture. So I bet they're going to make it pretty affordable. Solar panels are also more affordable. Solar technology is more affordable than it's ever been. I feel like we got a good deal when we purchased our entire system, and that was 5 years ago. And so now to see it adapted from 5 years ago and, being able to piece together the system that we have, and we've got Panasonic panels at 220 watts. So to think that this little roof can produce 500 watts in the sun, that's pretty good. I mean, again, I have to look at what it can store, what it uses, what its drivetrain is, but it's not peanuts. That's definitely not peanuts. So, that was my food for thought. That's it. That's all I got for you today. I mean, there's so much more. There's so much more going on. I could digress down into the rabbit hole of everything going on, in and around the world today. But at the end of the day, we're just trying to get a handle on power, trying to get a handle on sustainability, figure out how it fits in to a practical and pragmatic sense of adapting to our lifestyle, contemporary lifestyle right now, and how it can efficiently and economically fit into our futures. And whether you're a family like ours living off the grid, or whether you live in an apartment building, or way out, wherever you are, there are so many options out there now, and more available every day, that it's just kind of neat to see how everybody's pushing the boundaries of that. So that being said, I'm Jonathan the Painter. This has been Late Night and Off Grid. Hope everybody has enough power for your days, inside and out. We got a few more minutes left in this one, and we're going to give it a shot again tomorrow. Be good to yourself. Be good to the people around you. Catch you on the flip.